You ready?
I look so light skinned.
Oh, shoot. Welcome y'all to Let's Talk About It, division of Reality Not Podcast with your boy DJ Reality and your boy Sid. What's good with you, Sid?
What's going on?
Not much. How's everything going? Life is good? How's life treating you?
Life is good. Thanksgiving was well. Went well.
Yeah, had a good time, man. It was good food, good eating, man. That ham. Oh my God,
I'm glad you enjoyed.
Yeah, that ham was on point. I mean, everything else is good too, but that ham, I had grabbed some extra.
Oh,
so
well, hey.
And them turkey wings is on point too. Everything is good.
I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking. Let me make sure my mic is, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I enjoy cooking. So
okay,
I get joy out of that. See everybody come around and just have a good time, eat well, and I'm good. I'm good.
So let me ask this question. I'm gonna jump right into it. This doesn't necessarily have to be with any of the topics that we're talking about, but like for cooking, like, do you think that's? Well, I mean, you may say yes, but why do you? I'll just ask why instead of do you think. But why do you think that makes people come together more than just like you? I would rather, like, if you say, hey, it's funny. My cousin, he lives out in Dallas, Georgia.
Okay,
and he'll say, hey, come out to my house, I'm cooking. And I'm thinking, like, that's an hour away, but okay, I'll come just because I'm not enticed by the food, but at the same time, I feel like food brings us together at times. So it's like, well, why don't we do that? And this is where the question is coming in. Why don't we do that more? Like, why don't we just say, hey, look, I'm cooking, Sid, why don't you fall through what you got going on? And not just me and you, but I'm just saying people in general.
So. Well, I think I'm more so, or the why as to while I'll cook and I like folk to come over, because every Thanksgiving, oftentimes I stay home just because there may be someone in my community or someone that again may be here by themselves, like families, long distance, they can't travel, things of that nature, and I want them to feel like family, like come eat. So I always ask, hey, you going home? And I'm like, no, I'm cooking. Come by. Because I want them to have them get up on that morning and like, hey, I'm at least around some folk that love me, and share the love. That's why I do what I do.
No, but I'm saying, like, why don't we do that more? Like, what, why don't we say December 4th, hey, show up to the house, I'm cooking. Is it because of, like, I put, like, I say that as in, I remember going to my grandma's house when I was younger.
Right.
And it was always something she cooked. It wasn't right. It was always something on the stove. It wasn't and she didn't even know if I was coming over or not. She didn't know who was coming over out of her 7 kids, but it was always food. And it's like, why hasn't that translated into us? 'Cause I know for me personally, I'm like, I don't like people in my house, but I'm okay with, breaking bread with other people as well. Like it's kind of like if we plan it out, we say, hey, look, we're gonna do this potluck style, whatever, because I've done Friendsgivings, I've done all of these things, but it's like, well, why does it have to be a holiday to be celebrated?
Well, to your point, again, most don't like folk in their homes. Most are just lazy. Most just don't want to cook. It's like, I don't feel like cooking. It's not something that folk just really get out and say, you know what, I'm going to cook every night. Well, I'm cook 5 days a week. Or I'm going to cook on this special, this special day. Just say, hey, y'all, I put some ribs on the grill, something of that nature,
Okay.
People just not doing that anymore.
Okay. Now look, it used to, like my uncle be like, yeah, I'm barbecuing.
Right.
And we all just go over there. My grandma, like, of course the holidays, but it was always like something on the stove. Or my Aunt Rosie just start cooking. Like when I get to, like, if I come to the house, she's like, oh, let me go ahead and fix some hot water cornbread real quick. And, but it's just like, that hasn't translated into our generation.
No, you should start.
Huh?
It should start with you.
No, so let me reverse that on you and tell you the reason why I don't do it. And me personally, not even just because I don't like people in my house, but I don't like the fact that other people don't do it. Like, I'll give you a prime example. I had somebody, I used to do kickbacks at the house and stuff like that.
Right.
And I remember one time I did a kickback and, I noticed, I was like, man, it's like, it takes a lot of people, like people don't like to leave. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm sleepy. I'm tired, wherever. But then I remember this chick, she was like, well, why don't you do another kickback? I was like, why don't you do a kickback? Have people in your house. You have a apartment, nice place, da da da. Why can't you have one? It was like, well, you know, people like going to your. I was like, what does my house got to do with it? Like, we can all break bread. You can go. We go to your house. We go. You can do something this weekend. I could do something this weekend. You could do something this weekend, and that's when it's dope. But I don't want to do something in my house every single time to get y'all out because I'm okay with eating by myself.
Now, it's the cleaning up for me. I think to hosting often, just like going home now, cleaning up from after Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. I'm dreading it. However, it has to be done. Mm-hmm. But I think, well, I would say oftentimes, like my friends here, we do a lot of kickbacks. Like we would choose someone's home, or we doing like a spades game night, or some type of kickback, which is we're eating. Like, hey, mm-hmm. my friend Troy said I cook. It takes me, I cook. Come mm-hmm. back. All right, I'm coming. Just bring a bottle. Mm-hmm. Hey, keep the party going.
Yeah, so, see, I used to love doing them in Michigan. Like we used to just, hey, look, what y'all doing? Fall through. You know, that was fun. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like down, I mean, I guess with COVID and stuff like that, is kind of like, and then coming out of that is like, do I want to have people in the house anymore like that, or mm-hmm. have people in the house? Period. You know,
things changing now. Things are changing. We have to get back to again those old roots of mm-hmm. doing those, having food, inviting folk over, making folk feel love. I mean, we got to get back to that. Like,
yeah, no, I'm with it. No, I'm with it. Like, I mean, I literally bought my house right in the middle of COVID, so it's kind of like, nah. But Michigan, I was like, hey, let's do it. But all that being said, one of the topics that we have is trigger words. So mm-hmm. with trigger words, what's the word that triggers? Let me grab my water. What's the word that triggers you?
A word that triggers. Oh, excuse me, that's my phone. It's fine.
I was like, it was the same time I reached for my water.
Yeah, it's fine. Let me sit down for a second. I would say a trigger word. Trigger word. That's a good question, because oftentimes, well, I'll say a trigger word for me is that that word faggot. Mm-hmm. I can't stand it. Mm-hmm. There are other names you can call me. Mm-hmm. You can say that, but and I don't get called that often. Now, don't get me wrong, but it's just a trigger word for me, because like you're trying to go for the jugular when you use that mm-hmm. slang or that term or that word. And why? Mm-hmm. What makes you feel compelled to just call me that? What is something about me, you know? Like, and then that's when I want to get into like the.
Yeah, I was about to say, how does it come up? Like, is it coming up out of angst? Is it coming up out of like bad energy? Like,
you can say, I would say bad energy, because you can say some people will see you and just by the look of you, mm-hmm. Depending upon how they were raised or brought up or what have you, and that's what they want to say. That's their word, to try to tear you down or what have you. But when they see it doesn't work, it's almost like the word nigga mm-hmm. that white folk use. To me, I'll tell folk, that's not a trigger word for me. I don't mm-hmm. care. That's all they have. That's the only ammo they have to try to get us to, you know, react. Mm-hmm.
I mean, but is it on site? I mean, and I know you said it's not a trigger, but like, I feel like, I don't know. It's just like, bitch is a trigger word for me. Like, we might as well just fight. Like at that point in time, like, not, but at the same time, it depends on how you're using it. Like, you're like, bitch, please. I'll be like, okay, whatever, you just, you know, but you be like, man, you a bitch. And I'm like, damn, why I gotta be all that? But you know, I'm not fighting. I take it back.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, but it's just how it's the intent. Because I've seen people get offended by female or by retarded and it's like, you know,
so why is that word is such a trigger for you then? Because you feel less than, you feel like they just punked you, like, why?
It's the intent. It's not really I mean, I take the power from the word every single time, and that's why I don't get offended by, like, if I talk to everybody the same way. So if I be like, bitch, please, like, you know, a woman go take that the wrong way, and I don't, like, not to say that is right or wrong, but a woman is gonna take it differently than when I'm saying it to a dude.
Yeah,
like automatically, and it's like, well, is that a triggering word for them just because, you know, that's what they were called back then or before, or that's something that, I don't know. It's just a hard one to decipher, because, like I said, we all got, like, I got called a bitch from a woman one time, and I was just like, wait a minute, what part of the game is this? Like, and it was intent. And it was only her who called it to me, called me that as well too. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It wasn't like I was I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go.
That's what you was acting like that day?
No, I literally, like, it was time for me to go. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. And wasn't nothing going on. And I was like, you know what? And I told her straight up, I was like, hey, look, I could either stay here and be a bitch or I can go home and be a man. And I left.
No. Okay.
You know? Well, so, but I'm saying, but it didn't trigger me like I have to fight her, but it just triggered me to say, you know what? This ain't the type of person that I'm fucking with just because of the intent or the energy behind the word.
Right.
You know, so because I'm just, but this is my thing, right? I'm just like, well, how are people using gay terms loosely? Like, I mean, just to be like, I'm trying, like, faggot or something like why are they? Well, I feel like the intent is already there. You know, it's like if I'm just joking around with like, man, bitch, you crazy. Like, I'm just, you know, like I'm just talking.
Right.
But if I'm like, I don't know, I just replaced the word. I'm like, faggot, you crazy. Like, who? Like, I don't really see. I still see that there's some offense or some intent or energy behind that. That's not good energy.
Again, matter of fact, where was I? I was by Tacos and Tequila on Ponce.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a plaza that has like the Home
Depot,
I love Home Depot and all of that there. So again, me and some friends were actually just walking by the Home Depot. That's all we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't remember what I had on. I probably had some shorts and a fitted shirt, something of that nature.
You know, what the fuck you want?
And again, this dude walked by this man. This man said, "You faggot." And all of us look, because don't know the man.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about me that made you just say that to me? Like, and I just looked at him. He was angry in his face. We just kept walking. Like, okay,
but like,
whatever.
But I'm just literally trying to figure, like, what if y'all just swung on him?
It's not even in me to swing on him. Now, my friends wanted to, and I was just like, it's not worth it. We out there in Ponce City Market. People are watching. People are no, it's not worth it. It was a word.
Love to see that.
It was
that fight going.
It was a word, and he said it. But again, I guess it really didn't have that, like I said, that power, because he just said it was so random. Like, okay, you don't like what I got on. You don't like. Okay, we just looking. I kept walking. Okay, cool. That's how you feel. Hey, y'all, let's keep going.
I see. I never understood that. And I say that as in, I mean, we've alluded to this before, but it's like, I don't have to call you out of your sexuality. I think that's just stupid. Like are you like if it's a like you're calling me out based off of my demeanor or my appearance,
right?
And it's like, that's some fuck shit. Like I understand, like, you not the holiest of holy or anything like that, but at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna be like, what up, gay Sid? Like I'm like, what up, Sid? Like, what's going on?
First of all, I'm not even bothered. I'm not bothering you. Like I say, what makes you, or what compels you to say anything to someone that said nothing, that haven't said anything to you? That's not even bothering. Hell, I won't even look in his way.
I get offended if you call, like, what up, straight shine? I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
and see, that's just something I wouldn't say.
No, but I'm saying, like, why would anyone say, not that in particular, but why somebody would say, hey, faggot, hey, queer? And now, so I look at it like this. I feel like some of it
was something about me that triggered him, for him to come out his mouth to even call me that. And what was that? I don't know, because I don't know him.
But so, okay, so with that word in general, like, do you, like, when it was, because it used to be used in music a lot, did you find it offensive when it was used within the music?
Well, any type of vulgar music, I really don't listen to.
Okay.
Even they're calling gays outside the name, women outside the name. I don't listen to that crap. Okay. I'm a gospel, old school R&B type guy. All that cursing, that extra do, I just don't listen. It's just not my thing. It does nothing for me. It just does nothing for me. So I don't listen to it.
Okay. No, I've always wondered, because, you know, it was, I mean, I remember with Lil Wayne on some faggot bullshit, calling Dennis Rodman on what's the name of that? A Millie. And I was like, man, like, you know, because the word, as time grew on, the word definitely used, I mean, like, well, you go further back, it used to be like loosely used.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, what Jay-Z said, you the fag model from Carl Kanai Esco ads. You know, it was, or even and I didn't necessarily find it offensive, but I see how it could be because, like I said, I'm not offended by something that I'm not.
Right.
I can find it offensive for others, but not for, you know, like I'm not offended. But Eddie Murphy on Delirious, when he was like, what did he say? He said it was just a faggot. He was talking about a cop car going by, and he was like talking about it was a gay cop. He said instead of the police officer having a siren, said it was a faggot on top of the car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you get the entertainment out of it, but it's about the intent, if that makes sense.
Correct.
So it's just like, even, but I didn't necessarily find the entertainment part coming from music. It was being used as offensive.
Correct.
You know, so I always try to find the balance between the two. And I don't know.
It's up to you if you're gonna listen to that type of music, if it's spewing all of that, hate or not. And that, again, I'm just one person, never chose to indulge or listen to that music. So all the Lil Wayne, all that stuff, I don't listen to music, and I'm okay with that. Not saying they don't make good music.
You just don't indulge, and that's fine. And so let me ask you this: you had mentioned a topic earlier, which I thought was great. You say you're better in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, or what was your best years?
My best years, and I would say my 40s. Like now, this is like I'm in my prime. I would say I'm living my best life. Kids almost grown. I do well for myself career wise. Life is good. Like I don't care what people think. I don't care how they view me. I don't care. If you're not doing those 3 F's, I don't care.
Okay.
So again, when I view people, I see people, I'm out with, or I engage with them. I have fun with folk. I try to find the good in front of it, and find the good in everyone. However, if I feel that bad energy, I go my way. I go and I mind my business, and I go my way. It is simple as that. But again, these are my best years. Like I've met some dope people and had some amazing opportunities. Connect with you. I'm just having a good time. I'm living my life. My kids are super excited about me and my life and what I do, my lifestyle. My kids, they love me. They love that. At the end of the day, I'm still their daddy. They support me. They love me. I can ask for a better life. However, is there some work that needs to be done as it pertains to my family? Oh yeah. Again, like I said, again, connected with more cousins, and because I've always been distant. Been distanced due to my lifestyle and what folk have said in the past. Now at this age, I really don't care. How do we bridge those relationships, and we mend all of that? And hey, feel how you want to feel, but that's on you. Keep that to yourself.
So I'm gonna give you my response, but I want to piggyback off of the mended relationships. How do you decide which relationships are worth mending and worth not, or not worth mending?
Well, I said with me, it's all about, like I said, engaging, reaching out. Like, okay, are you receptive? If you're not receptive, okay, cool, I get it. Okay. There are some years as passed, and we may not be the closest siblings or relatives or what have you. I mean, and I'm okay with that. I'm at this point in my life, I'm okay if some families like, what, you're just not, the energy I want to be around. Okay.
Okay.
And vice versa. I'm okay with that. I will not subject myself or place myself around a bunch of chaos.
Okay.
And some of that could come from or be my family. Okay. And I'm okay with not being around that. I'm at peace. Most of the folk I deemed as my family or those that I love are friends that I met. Folk that I've built relationships with, whatever I connect with. So I'm at peace. Let me say that I'm at peace.
I love that, man, because I feel like in relationships in general, like the family, they're the ones that can hurt you the most. just because they're the closest to you, and you feel like a loyalty or a responsibility to them just because they're family. Right. And sometimes I look at that as, if I don't fuck with you, I just don't fuck with you. Right. And that's okay. You know, like so give the math. I do feel like the 40s, I want to say I'm stuck between the 20s and the 40s. And the reason why I say that is I felt like I learned the most in my 20s. Mm-hmm. I learned to think without having to, not to say I don't worry about how people feel about it, but I learned how to think on my own and not be impacted by what other people thought.
Correct.
Like I can literally care less. But then in the 40s, I feel like I started to figure it out. I'm figuring out life. I'm figuring out what I want to do. I'm figuring out how to control it, because I didn't feel like I was in control of it. I was doing the things that I thought should have been done, and I was doing them in the best, with the best intention.
Right.
But I was only doing what I knew or what I've seen. You know, so I started to branch out and start doing more things. Like one of the things I did learn being younger, I was like, the world is bigger than my hometown.
Right.
Because like my hometown it's not small, but it's one of the larger counties in Michigan. But when I got to school just like college, it exposed me to so much where I'm like, oh, like I tell people all the time, like I only knew white, black, and Mexican. I didn't know any other race. Like if you wasn't white, if you wasn't black, you was white. Right. And if you wasn't white, you was Mexican. So I didn't know Puerto Rican. I'm talking about literally no other ethnic. You fell within them 3 categories. Right. But that exposed myself. I got exposed more in college to see, it's bigger than what the world that I was thinking. So then I started thinking bigger, from college and stuff like that, and moving forward. Like I feel like I learned the most within that 18 to 23, time frame.
I still feel I was a young buck at that age, having kids at 25, being married at 25, et cetera, et cetera. But now it's like being 45. I don't have the ex-wife, baby mama drama, the child support, all that I went through. I've learned boundaries at this age now. Like I have boundaries with my kids. Mm-hmm. Dad, I didn't pay my credit card bill. Can you pay my credit card bill? Oftentimes me, yep, babe, just did. I'll pay it. Mm-hmm. Now, no, you work. You have a full-time job. What do you do with your money?
Yeah.
I'm not. And I don't feel bad anymore for not doing so.
Yeah.
And that's even with friends. If I go to your home and there's any type of disrespect, I know I could leave. That's why I always drive my own vehicle. Because if I need to leave and tell you off in your house, I'm going to tell you off and I'm going to leave your house. I'm getting my car and I'm going to go.
I will drive my car everywhere.
Right. Me too.
I just don't abide by like, oh, well, like, oh, you leaving right now? Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go home and do nothing.
and I'm also learning that it's a little, it's kind of cliche to me, but we like to say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Mm-hmm. To your point earlier, it's about the intent. Mm-hmm. However, I may say something, I may be very firm, but I mean what I said. Yeah. I'm not trying to be ugly to you. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm a love on you, but don't make me feel bad for holding you accountable, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. Don't make me feel bad, because I am. If you don't like something, that's a conversation you and I need to have. When you feel better, say, you know what, Sid, did you mean it this way? I took it this way, what have you. But again, I'm not going to apologize for holding grown folk accountable. And I will hope they.
I'm not apologizing for someone being disappointed in something that I said. I'll apologize for the way that you felt and you took it. I'll empathize with that.
Yes.
But what I said was what I meant.
I meant what I said.
And it ain't like I'm not trying to, be stubborn or stern or anything like that. But I apologize for the way it made you feel. I don't want to make anybody feel bad.
Correct.
But if you ask me a question and I give you, because this is a problem I have sometimes with people. People want the truth, but they want you to sugarcoat it.
Correct.
And they don't want it. Like you say, hey, Sean, you want to go here, da da da? And I'll be like, no. You're like, damn, why not? I was like, because I said
you got
so.
an attitude. No, I just don't want to go.
I said, I literally don't. Like, why you act like, what's wrong? Is something okay? Like, nigga, ain't nothing wrong with me. I just don't want to go.
Correct.
And it's okay. You know, so that's the problem I have with some, like, my aunt, like, taught me that, like, hella young. She told me no one time. And ever since then, I was like, damn, I can actually tell some, like 5 or 6 years old. I was like, I can actually tell somebody no and feel comfortable with it. And not, she was like, I ain't got to explain to you. And I was like, okay. And I understand that from a kid's perspective, but like from an adult's perspective, I don't have to. I mean, if I want to, I can explain it to you, but I don't have to explain to you why I don't want to go here or blah, blah, blah. The money might not be right. I just may not want to do it.
Right.
You know, and I don't have to justify, like if I say, hey, I don't want to do this, all you can do is be like, okay, cool. Well, you want to do something else? Be like, oh, yeah, I'm considering, but I don't want to do that.
Or allow me to tell you why I don't want to do it. And you should be open and receptive to what I have to say. You may not like why I'm telling you I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But that's two things I hate.
But when you tell people why, then they're going to sit up there and try to convince you that you should do it. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Look, you brought up a great point when you said earlier, or just a second ago, you said that I've already made like when I say no, right. It's not like like I'm on the fence. Like if I say no, I just literally don't want to do it. Like, and most of the time I don't say no. So if I say no, then it's pretty much defined that I don't want to do it.
It's the same way as it pertains to when I'm having conversation with adult men or women as it pertains to sex. And I always tell guys, if you lead with sex, you throw me off. Don't lead with sex because I'm grown now. I'm real grown. You real grown. It's inevitable. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do the do. Mm-hmm. However, if I say I don't want to connect with everyone, so I'm just not sleeping with you, I'm not sleeping with you. Period. I'm not trying to hold out. I'm not trying to be a goody two-shoe. I'm not trying to be any of that. I just don't want to connect with you.
Yeah.
Period.
And I never got that part too. Like trying to convince somebody, like if you don't want to do it, I ain't got to do it, and I'm okay with that.
And you mad because I don't want to sleep. That's what it meant. You mad? Mm-hmm. Why are you upset? Because I choose. And so
it's okay to have your choice or your right. but the same that you have your choice to say no. Correct. I have the right to say no the same way.
Absolutely.
So and that's why I never said like I'm not going to even like ask someone like, hey, we go get down da da da. Like even if they say no, then I'm like, all right, cool. You don't have to convince me like, hey, look, I'm waiting to get married. Hey, look, I'm waiting for this. Like I can give a shit. Right. Like just like, but just know. But I always say this though: if you say no, then it's on you.
Right.
I'm not going to come back to you again and say, hey, let's do that. Like I'm not going to be the one. I'm not going to be the rapey person. Like, I'm not going to be the one that's trying to convince you at that point. Like, you've already made your decision. So now the power is in your hand. And I'm okay with the power being in someone else's hand to make that decision.
But that's the two words that drives me crazy when adults have that type of conversation as to, I just want you to be honest with me or communicate. Mm-hmm. Grown folk do not know how to be honest and they don't know how to communicate effectively. Mm-hmm. They don't. Mm-hmm. And a lot of folks say they are communication. That's the first thing. Relationship, communication. Baby, you got mad because I told you no.
Yeah.
But it just throws me off. So
people don't know how to talk.
Right.
People don't know how to talk about problems. Like people, I want to say all people, but some people just, they hold it in. And then it could become a thing. And then it's like, well, so now it's like, it's you against them. It's like, I don't want this to be a beef. I want this to be a relationship. So talk about it. Like if you don't want to do something and I do, then if we don't, like if we, I guess, quote unquote, agree to disagree, I want to do this, you don't, then we got to separate, and it's okay. You know?
And it's okay. And that's why I always, oftentimes you hear me say, I say I have friends, and folks like you use that word friend loosely. I say no, because when I'm in relationship with people who like my ace boom cool, my dogs that I know they love me, I'm in relationship with them. Mm-hmm. When I call you my friend, okay, you're my friend. I may know you here and that we may not speak, we may not, but I'm in relationship with folks. So those that I'm in relationship in, and they know my character, there's certain things I can disagree with you, and you and I can go back and forth about something. 10 minutes later, because you my boy and we are in a relationship, I see you more than just somebody just out on the street. We'll be blow up. What's up? We still talking. There's no beef there.
Yeah.
Let's communicate. Okay, we disagree. So what?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's how you felt about how I felt about this half conversation. You, my friend, you know me. You know I would never do anything to intentionally hurt you. Mm-hmm. That's why I would hope someone that knows my character and someone that loves me know that about me.
But we don't have to agree on everything. Though.
Correct.
That's the difference. Like you, it's great that we can have 90-95% of conversations, and there's no smoke. Or there's no issue, but of course it's going to be the 5 or 10 or 15. But that's the thing is you got to find those types of friends,
correct,
where you can have a like I don't want to argue with you 50% of the time,
correct.
Like I don't want to argue with you 30% of the time, But like I mean, not to say that you wouldn't be a friend or not, but I'm just saying like I just don't want to have it where we're always disagreeing.
Correct.
Like we don't necessarily have to agree all the time, but hell, we got to be kind of like-minded to be around each other.
Absolutely.
So,
and I'm that friend. I'm that friend that you're not gonna always like what I say.
And it's okay. But the dope part about that is like knowing that of letting you be who you are.
Correct.
And like I said, I'm not trying to change you or anything like that. And that's the problem. I feel like sometimes I would say when I say relationships, I'm speaking like not just intimate relationships, but I'm saying friendships, all that stuff in general. Is like just understanding the people like who you interact with. Like when I talk to you, like you can say something and I'll be like, all right, nigga, well shit. Cool. It's how you feel. Like I'm not gonna try to change you, but the problem is sometimes people try to change the people to be like almost like a groupthink mentality that we all must be in the same. I remember one time I was at a cabin trip and they were going to a wine. I might have mentioned, I can't remember, but they were going to a wine, not a vineyard, but like a what do you call it? A winery, whatever. Mm-hmm. But with them going to the winery, I was like, well, he was like, hey, you going to the winery? I was like, no, I'm just go chill in the cabin. I'm cool, and then come to find out it was like, oh, he's acting funny because he don't want to go to the winery. I was like, no, I was like, I just didn't want to go. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, of course, there could have been some other element. I mean, that was, when I was starting to have neck issues and stuff like that. Right. So like, I was just chilling, you know what I'm saying? But the automatic assumption was he didn't want to go because I was like, no, I was like, yo, some of y'all booed up. Like I'm here chilling at the cabin. I'm cool. Right. Look, I'm cool with just, like I brought liquor to the cabin, it's like one of the Tennessee lodges or whatever. Right. I brought liquor to the cabin, got the hot tub. I'm chilling, like I don't need to go somewhere else I'm saying me personally, like I didn't have to go anywhere else to experience y'all. Y'all go come back. We go hang out. We go play some card games or whatever and keep it moving.
And you know what? Like it's like my good friend, my Betsy, Darrell. Darrell has been several times he had to hold me accountable, check me on some things because when I'm drinking alcohol or when I'm under the influence, I think I'm Incredible Hulk. Can't whoop nobody, but I think I'm Incredible Hulk. Okay. In other words,
are you Incredible Hulk with the words or are you Incredible Hulk with the hands?
I'm Incredible Hulk with the words. I would tell you also like if that's why I don't like to have deep conversations when I'm intoxicated. Because it comes out. It's gonna come out. If you think I'm put it all out there, now you're gonna think about I'm trying to embarrass you or what have you. And I had to watch that because that was not my intent. However, I got next day say, what we talk about? What happened? And I didn't like that. I didn't like how it made people feel when I got.
You didn't like how honest you were?
No. I'm not saying because I like being honest. At the time, I didn't know what all I was saying because I got up the next day like, ooh. What did I say? Did I say that? And that's my bad. Now
I said something foul one time.
I did. It was the truth though. I would tell the truth.
No, that's cool.
It wasn't a time or the place.
Look, I said something foul one time. Like I remember I was back in Michigan, and we were like we was at my boy's crib. And mind you, I was twisted out of my mind. And I asked somebody, like I was playing spades, and I asked this woman. She was in the kitchen. I was like, "Hey, can you grab me a drink since you're already in there?" Blah blah blah. She's like, why don't you ask your girl? And I was like, was like, I do not remember this to this day, but I was like, that's the bitch I don't claim. And I did not look, and I heard about it the next day, and I'm like, what I do, and that ain't even how I normally even talk.
Correct.
But that's what came out of that.
That's why I'm learning.
I did apologize,
yes.
but I didn't remember. I didn't even remember saying it.
Yeah, me neither. I'm learning that. So my friend Jarrett's always like, no, he's like, friend, you can't be telling folk, your truth or what have at that moment because you're intoxicated and you say a lot of stuff and they're like, it may be true, but you offending folk. And I was like, huh?
I think people want that though.
I was so now
think about it like this: whenever you go to places or whenever you out, blah blah blah, people are like, oh, look, let's get the next drink. Let's get the next. So I feel like you're encouraging.
Correct.
The Incredible Hulk to come out.
Correct.
So, I don't, not to say it's right or I mean, of what you said or what you could have said, but I feel like I want to say the blame is on them because I mean it's you who said it, but I feel like you egg this on to come out because you know how I am when I drink.
And let me correct something.
Oh, let's get some drinks.
Right.
Let's get another shot.
Correct that.
Oh shoot, let's
it is how when I drink, and I'll say this. When I'm sober, and I tell anyone this, has nothing to do with anyone. When I'm sober, I'm just a conservative type guy. Mm-hmm. I don't bother no one. I don't say much unless we're having a conversation or I'm engaged with doing something. Or like I said, I just don't. Mm-hmm. I'm quiet. I'm home. I keep to myself. When I'm intoxicated, it flows. And it's not that I have to be drunk. No. Mm-hmm. If you want my opinion on something and me to be open and honest, if I'm drinking alcohol, that's the perfect time to act because I'm not gonna hold back. In other words, I'll hold back when I'm sober. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, I probably can't even muster up the words right. Not even tell you because I'm not even my mind. I'm focused on the stuff. I'm intoxicated. It comes out so easy.
See, I'm totally opposite. I'm the quiet. Well, I wouldn't say I'm the quiet drunk. I'm the drunk that I'm like, I think Lady takes on my demeanor, like my dog. And I say that as in, she'll just chill all day. But she be like, oh, let's do that. She'd be like, whoo! She's like ready to go. So with the liquor, I'm like, oh, it's party time. It's like, let's get in. So I'm that kind of drunk, but then I'll eventually find a chair and go to sleep.
It's almost like when people talk about like peer pressure, what have you. And one thing I've learned about myself through my years of life, no one can never peer pressure me into drugs, sex, nothing that I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. You just and sometimes it baffles my mind when I see that some folk are just so easily influenced. Mm-hmm. And then they get on drugs. And I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying, like me.
You could judge them. I mean, some people just do whatever, and then blame it on like the liquor and da da da. I'm not blaming on liquor. No, I did or said what I wanted to say, and I meant it. Like
every word I said.
It might not came out the right way, but I meant it. You know what I'm saying? When I said that's the bitch she was the one I didn't claim. Like, and I didn't say it the right way, but normally if I was sober, I would have been like, can you just ask to give me a drink? I just want to drink.
So I'm learning, like I said, I'm learning boundaries and all that. So these have been some good years, and I'm still learning, yet learning how to connect with individuals again when we don't get along or we disagree or they may not understand something. Or I may not understand. I go back, help me understand, explain why. Like I don't understand, so I want to know. Tell me more. So I'm comfortable with having a conversation with people. I love having conversation with men. Heterosexual or gay men. I like having a conversation because see where we are, especially Black men, where are we in life? I mean, why can't we walk by each other and look at each other and at least nod our head or what's up or whatever without you just walking by me like you don't see me? You black man, throw your head or say something, acknowledge me. I'm acknowledge you.
Give me the peace sign.
Like talk to me. And so I'm more open because again, that was years that I was afraid to be around men. Like so when it comes to my lifestyle or how can I say this? As it pertains to my femininity, I have to tell folk I'm not gay because I'm feminine, if that makes sense. That has nothing to do with it. Yeah. I'm feminine because, again, I being molested, I felt safe around my sisters or women,
and that's what you got,
and not
gravitate
so
to.
Right.
Yeah.
So I gravitate to. So I used to be so like I didn't want to be in a room with men, and they think somebody want them. No, I didn't want to be around in the room with men anyways. However, now at this age, that trauma I've done the work, that's not a trauma in my life anymore. I could, what's up, man? You're like, I don't care who you are. I'm open to it, and I'm yet open to have those conversations with heterosexual men or what have you to see how we can move past.
Yeah, the bullshit. You know what I hate, and you just mentioned it. I hate when we were talking about people want to know the why and stuff like that. When you say no or whatever reason,
right.
I hate when people want you to explain, but they don't like explaining.
Right.
That really bothers the fuck out of me. Like, don't ask. Like, if I ask you a question, you're very short, but then if I'm short, which I'm naturally am a short responder, I'm literally yes, no. I'll give some explanation if needed, but when you're short, it automatically puts me in my comfort zone of where I'm at. So it's like, why is that a thing where people want more information from you but don't want to give any? That bothers me the most. Like, why do you want to come over my place, but I've never been over yours? Right. Because that's your safety space, and my home is my safety space.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just weird when people don't, like to open up, but yet they want you to open up all the way. And I mean, I'm talking about like this goes all the way back like years and years and years. But
I think I overshare. I think that's my issue. I overshare. Again,
you should.
If we're having a conversation, if we got on the topic of sex, and you say, Sid, what are some things you like to do that please, whatever. I'm gonna give you the nitty gritty. I'm gonna tell you from the roots of the tutor. This is what I do. This is what I'm gonna do. In the daytime, you see me. I'm professional. I'm clean cut. Hey, how you doing? But when I'm doing my thing, I'm doing my thing. And so, don't be all surprised. Be like, you clutching your pearl.
Yeah.
Okay, you asked me a question. I'm sharing.
But the thing is, like, say in that scenario, you ask somebody, and they'll be like, no. They'd be like, I only like missionary or something. Like they won't give no like details, which is like crazy to me. Let's talk about it. Like if I'm asking you a question, you want to have a conversation, don't just ask me all the questions and I'm the only one that's giving information. I hate that with a passion.
Correct.
Like, I'm asking you, you can ask me the same things and I have no problem, but it's just like I have a problem when I say, how you doing? And you say hi. I'm like, nigga, I asked you how you doing.
Correct.
Are you not listening?
Correct.
Are you not paying attention? Like, I literally ask you how you doing, and you say hi, or I even hate good. Like, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I like to actually hear how you're doing. Like, like I got this little thing I do when I go to a restaurant, or anywhere. Like, somebody asks me how I'm doing, I'm like, terrible. And they be like, oh, that's good. That's great to hear. And I'm like, yeah, you weren't listening at all. Right. And you like, I'm pointing out to you. It's like, oh, well, I'm used to, I was like, I ain't other people.
Right.
I'm talking to you. Like, I really want to know how you do. Like, it could be a short comment. Like, in that scenario, it could be like if I'm going to a restaurant, like I'm talking to not a waitress or whoever. I mean, it could be a good or blah, blah, blah. But, I don't expect the full, hey, look, my day going bad. My manager's getting on my nerves. Anything like, but at the same time, don't just bypass what I just said. Like, you asked me, how am I doing? Like, if you ask me the question, like, I expect you to want to hear my answer instead of just shooting the breeze.
I'm learning how to give people eye contact now. I was one that always shy away from like looking you in your face because, again, I just sometimes, I've experienced some folks took that out of contact because I'm looking at you. Why you? No, I want you. I'm just, or maybe I'm just looking at you. I don't know. Like, I'm telling you. So I was like, I'll look away or what have you. But I'm learning. See,
I see it as a respect thing, honestly.
I'm learning the things that I should have already known. You thought I would do. I would know. Hey, it's a breeze now. I'm like, all right, cool. How you doing? Like, I'm like you. I'm gonna talk.
Yeah.
I am a talker, but I do.
But I just see it as a respect thing. I'm talking to you. Like, I mean, we talking on the podcast, so sometimes I look towards the camera. Most of the time I'm looking at you, telling you, like, what's up? Like, it's just a respect thing for me, you know. But a lot of people don't like to look people in the eyes. Like,
they don't.
Like, a lot of people feel like, well, a lot of people, I want to say a lot of people. I always like to try not to put everybody all in a bucket.
Yeah.
But I say some people almost like be ready to fight. Like, what you looking at?
Right.
I'm like, yo, I'm just, you know, just even like you say, walking down the street saying what's up. Like, it ain't because I ain't trying to holler at you and nothing. I'm just trying to say what's up.
I hate the stares. I get folks just stare at me, just look. And then I always say, if you gonna stare, at least say what's up, throw your head, say something.
Yeah.
You're just looking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so I just like, you know what? My people. That's all I can say.
Yeah. You know what though? I will say that it's outside of our culture as well, but it's just we identify more with the people that we're around. But I mean, I've seen the worst part is when people look at you like in the corporate world and your ass is on the chopping block or your ass is like you know, about to have an issue with this person or you about to have a meeting that's about to be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's just all of the things that, you know, like those are the type of people that are smiling in your face. Like at least, you know, not to say that you know that there's smoke with black folks, but at least you know, like you look at somebody be like, oh, well, shoot, maybe because they, I don't know. It'd be weird
I'd rather for you to be that one that stabbed me in my back, talk about me behind my back, and I found out I want to know that. I want to know that's who you are to me. And guess what? I'm gonna accept that. All right, cool. I see you.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
It makes me pay attention.
It's the ones that I think you love me. You at my house.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm cooking for you.
Mm-hmm.
You borrowing money, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And then you talking about me. Now, see, not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem. But what happened to all that love when you're trying to borrow these $100 from me or whatever you was doing? It's just I don't get fake, phony adults, and I'm saying adults. I don't get it. Just be honest. Either I like you, I don't. Simple. Again, first meeting you per se, again, still was going through because I have to go see my therapist, y'all. So she does an amazing job to help me process a lot of things. But I was uncomfortable. I don't know if you noticed, I was uncomfortable embracing you. Just because I didn't want no one else to think that I was trying to, you know, do something towards you or, you know, I was kind of distance.
So it's crazy with that, right? That's one thing that you start to learn when you get older. And I learned it pretty young. Like I had to learn how to care less. And that's what I mentioned before. I had to learn how to care less about people's opinions of me just because, and I say the opinion like, you know, us, like if you was hollering or if I'm hollering, like I don't care about the visuals. It's not like you tonguing me down and nothing like that. You just saying, what's up? We talking, chit-chatting and shit. So it's like, if that's automatically assumed that, you know, like you're questioning my sexuality or whatever. Because the thing I tell people all the time, like, what does it matter about my sexuality if we ain't fucking?
Correct.
Like, who cares? Why do you care who I'm kicking it with or who I'm with if you don't have intentions behind it?
And honestly, it's not that I'm uncomfortable with hugging you or anyone else or connecting. It's me trying to protect everyone else. So an example, and I don't want to put nothing out there, but if you had a woman friend here, what have you, certain things I'm not going to do because I don't even want her to even think that, well, why he around him? Or what's that look like? What does that look like? And why? I'm trying to protect you. I don't want anyone to say anything about you. So I won't do it. I'm like that with anyone around certain folk. I always say it's a time and a place for everything. And I tell people all the time, if you catch me out there, the Bulldogs, what have you, you may see me with some of them little old shorts on, tight fitted shirt, what have you. You're gonna see that Sydney. However, if you see me home, my children, what have you, I got on a wife beater, Jordan shorts, like I'm daddy. I could turn it on and turn it off. But at the same time, I'm always trying to protect others. I don't want my friends or your homeboys come here that have not met me. I don't want them thinking that, oh, well, why he has Sid around? That's when you'll see me go to my own little corner, my own drink, and I want you to
act like that. I mean, not act like that, but I want you to be who
be
you
myself.
are. No. I'm saying like I don't care about what other people think is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like you could think whatever, like it has nothing to do with who I'm with. It has nothing to, like if that person questions Sid, then it's like that's insecurities in themselves.
There you go. See, I'm glad you said that because
I don't give a fuck about their insecurities. What I'm telling you,
it's still 50-year-old, 55-year-old, 60-year-old men that again they may be on the what you call like this masculine type brother. No one knows their lifestyle. They mess around or whatever that looks like. Mm-hmm. And again, around their homeboys, what have you, they're just this man. However, so I always tell them, I said, so if we go out together, if we go out to dinner, somebody gonna think something about you just by looking at me, right? You know this, right? And no, my point is, you wouldn't believe how many men I have not gone out with because of that reason. They don't want anyone to, and that's why I just
I go out to dinner with you. I ain't gonna let you smash, but I go out to dinner with you. I had drinks with you and shit like that. But this is the thing about friends, right?
You don't know, you might have some fun with me, and I ain't talking about in that way.
Now look, this is a good thing about friends, like getting to know people just on some regular cool ass shit.
Right.
It's dope.
I'm gonna get you hooked up. Hey,
right. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy when people automatically assume like, oh, well, he's like, oh, Sean must be or Sid must, like, I hate that energy. Like I almost, not to say that I welcome it, but I welcome them having curiosity just because I care less about, because I don't need to answer their questions.
Correct.
They can assume all the things that they want.
Correct.
And I just always find that a bit awkward when people like automatically assume that, oh, well, me and you can't be the best of friends or something like that. And that shit is just stupid to me. Like I said, I'm not trying to change the world or anything like that. But at the same time, I feel like when you can, as everybody can change something, you know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily have to change everybody's opinion, but at the same time, like that doesn't mean that we can't be good friends because of other people's opinion. Like fuck their opinion.
So that was my point. Circling back to the question you asked about what I'm enjoying my 40s. All of that I said, that's my point. In my 40s now, I'm not so concerned about these older men that don't want to hang out with me because of what I look like or what have you, or what people would think on our side. So it's like I know how to deal with you. I don't have to deal with you at all. I'll move on, and it's okay. That's you have insecurity, not me. So I'm going to continue to live my life. I'm continuing to do what I do. So I tell folk all the time, yeah, I'm still out here seeking love, but there's someone out there for me somewhere. I'm looking for them. They looking for me. We just haven't connected yet because I'm at peace in my life. I know what I want. And your trauma and your insecurities doesn't work for me. And that's okay. That's what you do. Yes, what you did to handle. And I'm not going to bash you or what have you. You just, you may need to go see someone. Go sit on the couch and talk to someone as well.
People won't do it.
So yeah, so
I'm therapy is huge.
Yes, it is.
Like if you need it, or I feel like everybody should do therapy. But I mean, there's different levels to the shit. I mean, some people out here crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yes, but I think, like I said, I think it's levels to the shit. But you just have to care for yourself and care that. I had a question one time, and it was asking me like, it asked me, was I an advocate or was I what is it? Was I a part of the community or was I an advocate?
Or ally.
Ally, that was the word I'm looking for. Or was I a part of the community or was I ally? And I said, well, I was like, I'm an ally, but like you with those two choices, like, what are you? And it was like, well, I don't feel comfortable with saying, I'm one or the other. I was like, so, well, they had said I'm not a part of the community, but I don't feel comfortable saying I'm an ally. And I was like, well, what's your definition? I was like, my definition of an ally is being receptive of things that people have, that has impacted people in the past and trying to make things better and trying to be someone that you can go to or confide in or whatever the case may be. And that person doesn't have to be, they can be who they are around me, And but the question, I was like, wait a minute. So, I mean, I felt like you either got to be like, you either got to be one or the other, or you hate. Like, because, like, not just to the gay community am I an ally. I feel like I'm an ally for livelihood in general, but I'm an ally specifically for the LGBTQ community, just because I know the things that that the community has dealt with. So it just felt awkward to say, well, I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm an ally. And I was like, well, what do you consider? And they couldn't really give a clearly defined answer.
And again, this is why we're going to continue to have this conversation as it comes to heterosexual, homosexual, what have you. Lesbian women can't really have that conversation with cis women, like they like to say, women, just because of, we get on this, I can't be this, I can't be an ally, I don't want to talk about that, I feel comfortable. No, listen, allow folk that space. Have a conversation. You may learn something. Have a conversation. You may really learn something.
But do you, maybe I'm thinking about this one-sided, but do you hate the fact that someone's a part of the community in that scenario? Because like I said, I'm only seeing 3 different responses. I'm only like, I don't really, you're either, of course it can be a bit, the lines could be blurred, but the way I was catching it was that since they weren't a part of the community and an ally, then you're not an ally. Because the ally, I think, is defined pretty straightforward. I don't really think that if you say I'm not an ally, that means you're against it. That's how I just automatically see it. And like I said, I could be wrong. I don't know.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like for instance, like my mom. I tell anyone this. I'm one of those sons that my mom don't have to like my lifestyle. She don't have to put up with it. She doesn't have to be around it. She don't have to deal with it. She does not have to do that. I do not put that pressure on her at all. I will not. Now, my mom say, "You my son, I love you." So
that's an ally,
right? Well,
I see that as an ally.
Said, "I love you," right? I love you.
Yeah.
Do I have to be around all extra? No. And guess what? I have nothing but respect for that.
But would you consider that? I consider that an ally.
I think she loves her son.
Yeah.
It's just like I think she just loves her son, because I wouldn't say that she will want to be involved or see, but she probably wouldn't care. I'm just saying that's just the love she has for me. But everyone is not like that. So I wouldn't say she's an ally. However, she loves me. She supports me. She will support my friends. She's open to supporting you. Okay, if that's what we you want to say, and how
so you're and correct me if I'm wrong. So you're essentially saying that she's an ally to you, but not as to the community.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now let me also talk about the community, because you use the community a lot, and I more so think this is an old school thing for me.
Okay,
I always tell folks I'm not a part of the community.
Okay,
I'm Sydney.
Okay.
It's just certain. I'm a gay male. I live my life. I do my thing, but it's just certain things. It just. I'm just.
No. You.
I don't. I don't really.
So when I say community, I think this is the problem, right? And I'm glad you corrected me. This is the problem that I have in general with all of this stuff. Like I said, I get why it's like that, but I don't like that it's like that. And I say I don't like it that it's like that. Like, we find ways to segregate ourselves, whether it's sexuality, whether it's religion, etc. And those are the problems that I have. Like I told you, when I talk to you, I don't talk to you as gay Sid. I talk to you as Sid. I don't talk to you as Sid from the LGBTQ community. Correct. I talk to you as Sid. Like I don't think about none of those communities or your sexuality when I talk to you.
And I say that because, again, I guess this is something, well, me and my therapist, we're talking through, because I have these, I wouldn't even call it like a phobia, but I'm yet dealing in that, I'll say that trauma as it pertains to, you use the word segregated. I'm a black male, but it's hard to connect with Black men.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a gay Black male. However, sometimes it's hard for us gay Black men or women to connect with those gay white men and women. So it's like so it's all these so sometimes, like myself, I just keep to myself. I don't want, if I see you, hey, how you doing? I give you a hug, you want a drink, I just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get into all the fluff of it, because this is why, even after this election, this is why I'm just kind of, and I love to see Black people, we're chilling.
Mm-hmm.
We're tired. Like, people are
mm-hmm.
tired. I don't want to keep dealing with that. If I see my Black brother and sister, I'm going to always try to acknowledge support or whatever it is. I don't care if you're straight or gay.
Mm-hmm.
You church boy, because I'm a church boy.
Mm-hmm.
I support it all. I'm there because, again, I want it reciprocated eventually in my life. That someone's gonna say, you know what, we see what I'm here for you. I support you. I don't care who you are. And that's just where I'm at with it. So I don't get caught up in all this, because I'll say, because half the time the gay community is not for us. It just, people. It is what it is. It is what it is. I just find ways to love. How can I love you?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of who you are, how can I love you? And that's how I live my life.
That's it, because I just hate the separation. I really hate finding. So I was watching this Dave Chappelle. It was on his stand up, but he was talking, and he always borderline, because the trans community always have an issue with him. He was saying that it was a joke about him and his wife. It was actually, he said it was a true story, but like him and his wife went into a bar. Mm-hmm. And some lady came up to him and someone put out the camera. And he's like, "Put away your camera, old bitch ass nigga." Mm-hmm. And then come to find out, the dude, like, he was gay and stuff, right? Uh-huh. So with him being gay, it was he was like, "Oh shoot, did I just trigger something just because he's like, I call everybody bitch ass nigga." Right. But it's just with him. And then he was like, well, he said the guy was like 6'5", like 250, 300 pounds, something like that. He's like, well, I'm just going to have to fight. And then he said the dude put out his phone, or had his phone out, and called 911. He was like, and that's the difference between like you being considered a minority, like within the community, right, and you being a white person calling on the Black person, understanding like minority relationships. And I was like, that was a unique take on how he went at it, because it, like, the way the joke was structured, just because it was like, well, you turn on the white person switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if that was a gay Black man, most likely they weren't going to call the police. It wasn't going to be let me call 911, because the police, what he was saying is like, the police is going to have to separate or figure out who was Clifford, or whoever the one that whoever started the fight. Right. But it was just I like the take on the joke, but it's just like we always find a way to separate ourselves, whether it's sexuality, religion, etc. And like I said, I care less about your religion. I care less about your sexuality when I can have a conversation with you. Now, if you just got like a wild conversation, that's okay to agree to disagree and be like, yo, I don't have to be a friend with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could talk to you, and hell, I don't know if you remember, but soon when I talked to you at the house picnic or whatever, I was like, man, your story is a podcast. Right. I was like, this is a conversation. Like, I love like me and you, the conversation that we were having. I was like, this is a podcast of the conversations that we can have. So it wasn't even like, let's have a gay podcast. Like, it was just, let's have a podcast and talk about the things that we have problems with that we see like that from balance. Both sides. Yeah. Like I said, it's unique. And these are the conversations we need to continue to have with other, like I said, straight people, gay people, Black. We need to continue to have the conversation. Mm-hmm. And to hear things like this. Again, some of us are open, like I'm open to have the conversation with anyone to learn. I'm open. Let's talk about it. And so it's difficult sometimes, because again, people are just not there already. And then I guess my issue with that is, well, you're 50 years old. When are you gonna be ready? You're gonna be 80 and still when you. They're not. I think, you know what? I'll put it like this. I remember one point in time, and this is kind of in my head, like, and it wasn't against the woman that I was dating, but I was worried. It was an Indian woman I was dating, and I was worried that when my mom met her, that she would like she wouldn't accept it. My mom was like, man, come on, like, but like it wasn't like I was like holding her off or anything like that. It's just we had never like when we started, going to each other's houses and stuff like that, it became, like, oh, this ain't no big deal. But I was like, damn, I ain't never brought nobody that wasn't black to the house. You know what I'm saying? So so I'm like prepping myself in my head, like, how am I gonna handle this when she comes to the house and like what jokes and and be like, hey, don't worry about they just tripping. No problems at all. Like everything is cool.
My son is dating this white girl. He's 17 and he's like I FaceTime with them. We talk. However, my only concern was him at their house. I said, wait a minute. I need to go visit my parents. Like talk to them. I need to see if you're in a safe environment. Because they can have my son out there in the woods. Hell no, not my black son. I just so I'm cautious. I'm like, wait, hold on, but they're good people. They're good people. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I have nothing to get. I'm like, okay. So you're still 17. Hey, you got your life.
No, that's cool. I love it. So let me ask this question. We had this is probably the last topic that we got is that was about like how do you set your goals? I'm trying to figure out a better way to how did I write it in the I don't like that one. When you set your goals, like how do you make sure that you get your goals accomplished?
I'm a what's the word I want to use? Because being a Pisces, I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything. And so again, I'm learning those boundaries to say, okay, see, me, I have to write stuff down. I mean, like I was one that never used a calendar, that never used my notes, never. Now I have a planner. I got a
whiteboard in the other room.
I have to organize my day. I'm telling you, you know how much that does for me. I have to organize my day. Even for work, I'm going to this store. And I stay on schedule with them plan. I'm like, all right, see, that's what you have to do. Because see, me, I have so much going on, I forget. And I'm like, I set this goal and I forgot about that. And it's like, nah. So now I write everything down. It's in the calendar.
I schedule emails.
Yeah, me too, yeah. I do that now. Yeah.
I am very, I want to say very organized, but I try to make sure that I don't miss anything. One thing I had looked at the other day, and I was like, damn. Like I told you, I just got a certification today.
Right.
And I had looked back and I was like, when was the last? Because I got two certifications, or I got three now that I got within the past month. And I was thinking, I was like, damn it, like I haven't gotten a certification in my profession since 2018. And I was like, wait a minute, like if this is something that I'm fully invested in, it's something I want to do, continue on within my career. Let me make sure that I'm continuously growing within the profession. So I was like, okay, now let me lock in. That's why, people say, oh, you getting all these certifications, da, da, da. I was like, yo, like I invest in myself.
Right.
And when you invest in yourself, say I paid for the certification today, it was $400. Paid $400 for the certification. If that can get me extra $10,000 to $20,000, if it give me extra $5,000, the cost, was it the ROI on that is crazy.
Correct.
But I say that as in I like within my goals, I have on my whiteboard. Well, actually I have a nephew. I have his spending on a whiteboard, but we can talk about that another time. But I had on my whiteboard, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this on Monday. I'm gonna do this on Tuesday. I'm gonna do this on Wednesday. And this is what I'm gonna do for the next 2 weeks for this certification to be able to get this done.
Right. And
I have to plan it out. Like those more so short term, but even the long term ones, I had on the other side of the whiteboard is like, hey, I want to make $500,000 a year by 2027. I want to do all of these things. I want to do is 2 events. I think I told you about the events, but it's like 2 events I want to plan for next year and stuff like that. It's like if I put it out there in the world, it's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
It has not been one thing that I said that I was going to do that I didn't do.
Correct.
You know, and that's just how whenever I set up a goal, I'd look at, so like even with the $500,000 one, I was like, okay, how do I get there? Like that's the question mark after.
Right.
So now I got to figure out how to get there. You know, once I'm able to figure it out, I'll get it. You know, it doesn't necessarily, like if I say I want $500,000, I get 400,000. I'm doing all right. You know, I'm doing all right for myself, you know.
That's pretty much me. I always set out to say I'm going to do this, and I accomplish it. I do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. Like now, my financial advisor was like, see, we got to cut some credit card debt. So we went down all my credit cards, do this, do that, do this. And I said, all right, cool. That's easy. I'll get it done. Because again, I really want to be debt free, or I just use those credit cards. My daughter, y'all just go on vacation, go on a cruise. You don't need me there. Just go. Things like that's what I do. But I don't. I'm a simple guy. It don't take much from me.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling. Now, most folk don't think I'm simple, but I really am. If you get to know me, but
no, but that's the problem. They automatically assume,
right?
People think like I just be having the most fun ever in life,
being a whore,
dude. I just be over here playing the video game, playing Donkey Kong, and be excited. Like before I took my certification this morning, I got up, set up the computer, and I went and played Donkey Kong for an hour. and then start setting up and took the certification at 6:30 this morning, passed it around like 7:30 or 8.
There you go.
And then I went to the gym after that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always I set goals for myself, and I make like people. It's weird when you set your goal and it doesn't coincide with other people's goals, that your goal is almost offensive.
Right.
And I say that as in like my gym goals. I'm always going to go to the gym. I had neck surgery like 2 months ago, and I'm still, I'm at limited amount of weight that I can use.
Right.
But I'm literally going to the gym as much as I can. I'm doing yoga. I'm doing all of the things just to make sure that I don't look like some of y'all old niggas out here. Like some of y'all niggas look bad. And I don't want to look
yes,
bad.
They do. Yes, they do.
Like I'm literally trying to make sure I'm in the best shape as possible to not look like some of you niggas, because some of y'all just don't look good. And it ain't just, I don't want to just say nigga. It's some people. I saw some people during my class reunion. I'm like, damn, like what happened? You know,
go
right. So I want to make I have my goal as far as the workouts. I have my goal as far as my certifications. My goal this year, you know, I said shit changes. Like I had on the board, I want to get 2 certifications by the end of the year. Or I had it by February. I got one, and then I didn't get the other one. Because I had started another job and stuff like that. But the way I work, or the way my head works, is I just go full turbo and like, well, fuck it. Now, like I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna get 3 right now. So, and I'm about to get another one in like 2 or 3 weeks. You know, like, but my goal was only 2, but now I'm like, fuck it, shit. I want to have fucking 5 or 6 within a year. Nah. You know, so
I'm gonna get me some gym goals one day, which I mean, I do a lot of home exercising and all that. I'll turn on a little video and anyways, but
I'm not built like that.
I keep this intact at 45 because you never know who's gonna see me.
Yeah,
I attract money, and I'm good looking for my age. Listen, people always say, you're this age and you look good for your age. Sometimes it's like that's an indictment, you know. Yeah, but
I used to get the 20s. Now I get, you're 42, 40. I'm like, nigga, 48, but it's okay.
But it's almost like I said, it's crazy when I see these what we call these YNs, whatever. Now they don't look as good as me. I got my hair, even though it's always been low. I always had low cut. They going bald. They look older.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then they see me. No, bro, I'm old enough to be uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably I think it's the drugs or all of the shit that they do. I don't know.
Let me say no to drugs.
Because I'm looking at some people. I'm like, damn, you only 36. Like I'm 48 and I got a full head of hair. But then again, my pops ain't got no hair, so I can't say shit on that.
Goal setting that you have, Mm-hmm. When we setting that goal to I shouldn't ask this,
are you talking about the event? What are we talking about?
No, we ain't talking about no event. When you're gonna have you a in-house friend, female friend, woman, my sister.
Talking about like marriage?
Yeah,
like
eventually
that?
as we go, that's one of the goals. We getting that one day.
Yeah, no, it's written down.
It's written down. How long?
Yeah, it's a set goal.
Don't be asking him no questions and don't be getting mad if you're listening.
Look, I want kids along with that though. So I've said it. If I ever got married, kids is number one.
Y'all hear that? You got to be ready. You got to be fertile. Got to have kids. He want kids.
Yeah. So
I'm ready for grandkids. I'm ready for grandkids. Oh shit!
You are?
Say that. Well, I'm not pushing that on my daughter or my son. I'm not.
Okay.
However,
you think they're ready?
No. I hope. Well,
the one's 17.
I hope they're not ready.
But I'm talking about like the one that's 20.
No. Sid. That Sydney is she like her daddy. She focused.
Okay.
You're not gonna peer pressure her to do what she doesn't want to do.
Okay.
Sitting on play. So, yeah, she like her dad. However, I am ready. I wanted more children, but now my kids are older. 20, 17. I don't want to start over again. I don't. Changing diapers, buying formula, all that. But no. Sleepless nights. No, I don't miss it. Now, with a grandbaby, I can do that because I can give back to their mama. There you go. They go back home when I'm tired. But yeah,
but look at it like this. Because your kids are at home with you. They can do. You can help them out. I'm saying they can help you out.
Help me out.
The diapers and everything that you was talking about, but then they just be giving them back to you.
No, Sydney's not even playing that. She be like, no, daddy, no. Sydney's no. But I am ready. I wouldn't mind adopting. Honestly, I wouldn't mind.
Okay,
but it got to be I want a toddler.
Okay,
and raise it from there. Yeah.
I don't know if I can do like above like 5.
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
like above 5 is. Maybe I'm just used to them TV shows, but it seemed like they always had to go find their original parents and stuff like that.
Yeah, they can't. We talk about mental illness a lot, and you see some of these kids. I don't think I'm ready for the disrespect some of these kids come with. They quick out the mouth. See, I'm old school still. I come from a time where you got hit with a crutch or extension cord, and if that was CPS or Child Protective Services in my day, I ain't know nothing about it because we got beat.
It was there.
Oh yeah, I know they were there.
It's just they didn't.
I didn't know the number.
No, but it was more of a. You didn't want. I didn't get that many whoopings because I didn't want to catch the belt.
Right.
I've caught the belt, but it wasn't that often because of the I don't want to say intimidation, but it was from the fear
right.
of how long I was going to get whooped. Most of my whoopings wasn't like, like more than 5 minutes or more than 2. Get whooped for 5 minutes is a long time. So I would say probably 15, 30 seconds, if that. But I'm just saying, like, I was more so intimidated or letting down the people that, because like say if I got whooped at my uncle's house or my aunt's house, that means I'm in trouble though. Like it's almost like you're in solitary, while you're over there until you go home. And then you might get a whooping when you go home. Again. So it was another thing. I think the fear and the intimidation is needed, but for some it don't work. My biggest fear was to get a whooping. So I didn't want to get a whooping. But if you took my Nintendo, oh my God. I was ready to fight.
It instilled the fear in me. I didn't like whoopings. I didn't like spankings. I didn't like all that. But again, I caught some crutches and some stitching cords and some frying pans, some skillets. Yeah, I don't call it all.
I remember every single whooping I got.
Yeah, you didn't get enough to remember.
I remember them from who? I remember them, I remember every single one.
And I didn't spank my kids that often though. I have good kids. I'm blessed to say I have good
you can pop
kids. Of course.
Yeah.
Oh no, they get when Jonathan was what?
It's almost like teaching get your hand away from the stove and then you let them touch it. It's like no, I don't want you to burn your hand. So I'm gonna smack your hand to make sure you don't touch it.
Man, I thought I was going to jail one day. Jonathan, he caught that tantrum in that Walmart, showing up. Man, I snatched that little boy up, popped him so good in front of him, and I was yelling. The whole man walked him right outside, got in that car. That little boy ain't never done it again.
Yeah.
Never again.
The fear and the intimidation is there. They won't do like I could probably whip my mom's ass right now. I'm not gonna do it. My mom is intimidating. I mean, I love her to death, but I'm saying she's intimidating. Like I didn't want to get a whooping from her, so I never did anything to warrant a whooping. And if I did, I was so sneaky about it that nobody knew. Yeah. So I got better at being the sneakiness, than actually catching the belt.
Because I've learned, like me personally, reasons why I never really had to spank my kids like that. Sid and Jonathan, all I had to do was look at them. Mm-hmm. I look, they cool. They're all right, Dad, we cool. Mm-hmm. They cool. I never had that, just rebellious type. And again, hey.
No, I'm not saying that. Honestly, I think some of that comes down to the parenting, though. It just like, say for instance, my great nephews, I ain't never whooped them or anything. I ain't never even yelled at them. I'm like, hey, chill out. Yeah, go over there, sit down. Yeah. Why are you yelling at your brother, Aubrey? Why are you yelling? Like I talked to him directly, and I've never had to but I'm pretty sure, I mean, I got a bunch of great nieces and nephews and shit. I'm pretty sure some of them might have to catch a belt. But now, but I'm so not to say I'm so much older, but I just tell them I'll tell you, hey, look, go do this. You don't do it, I'm gonna fuck with you forever. Yeah. Even the little niggas, no, don't ask me for shit.
I think now that Sydney is an adult. And again, going through her own, her life, going through life herself as a young woman and trying to figure some things out for herself. There are times she could be frustrated or what have you. And, she come out the mouth quick. And then first, who you talking to? That's my first thing. Who you talking to? Uh-huh. See, I have zero tolerance for disrespect. I don't care who it is. Mm-hmm. It could be your grandmother. Mm-hmm. If your grandmother come out her mouth, I'm gonna tell your grandmother about herself. I have zero tolerance for disrespect, and I tell people that if you want to see me getting ugly, disrespect, I have nothing for disrespect because I don't do that to anyone. Mm-hmm. I don't, and so she got it. She almost, man, I chunked a glass. I had a glass in my hand. Mm-hmm. She said, so I chunked that glass. Before I blacked out for a minute. Who you talking to? So now that they are adults, I have to kind of, all right, cool. Y'all adults.
I don't know how you could do that though with adults in your household.
I said because
that's got to be hard.
I tell her quick, go to LindenTree.com, go get your mortgage, get the hell out. I'm that parent. You can go.
Yeah, because I was literally out of it at 18.
Man, I was at 16.
I can return back to the house.
16, I was out.
I could. It wasn't like it was a space. I want to say I wasn't welcome, but it was one of those spaces that I didn't want to go back to. I was like, I love my mom and all that, but I was like, I'm not a child anymore. As long as I'm under here, it doesn't matter if I'm 12 or if I'm 24. She's going to try to be the same parent or older person, matriarch, whatever you call it, now to me. And I was like, nah, I don't have, I would go rent a hotel quick. I ain't got to stay.
My grandmother put me out at 18, said, you have to go. Mm-hmm. And I had my car. I got my car. I packed my car up. I was living in my car until a friend of mine offered me to stay with him in his one bedroom. Mm-hmm. But I had to go, and I have not been back home since. Yeah. Well, no, I lied. Let me go back. I went back home. I moved here to Atlanta. I don't even know what year. I lived here for 2.5 years, and I went back home to my mom for 3 years, and I can't move back. Mm-hmm. But all those years, I didn't go back home. Mm-hmm. I figured it out. That's why I don't mind being on my own. Mm-hmm. I do my thing. I don't want nobody to bother me. Yeah. And them kids not gonna bother me either. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, but anyway,
that's funny. Cool. All right. Well, thank you all for listening to Reality or Not podcast. Let's talk about this with the homie Shantae, aka DJ Reality, and the homie Sid. Sid, you got any parting messages?
Send us some topics. What would y'all like for us to talk about? It could be anything. Cause I'm pretty much open book. So, but thank you for tuning in. Watch, peace.
All right, talk to y'all later. Peace.
Kept in time.